Any crazy Vince stories that you could possibly tell without causing any trouble?
Yeah, you know what? I don't, man. I didn't have. I'm a huge fan of Vince, but I didn't get the one-on-one experiences like I wanted. I always wish that, like Vince probably doesn't know how much of a Vince fan I am. And in terms of just being an alpha male, the hardest working guy in the room, brilliant and intelligent, and everything, the longevity, everything he's done, even as a businessman, and the way he delegates responsibilities and all that kind of stuff. But he's always so busy. But every time I did approach him with an idea, it was always super well received, and he's always very welcoming. But you know, he's on his phone, he's busy, he's working. I didn't want to bother him as much. And there's a couple times, God, I missed a couple times where everyone's like, dude, you should have, wherever, let's say I went out somewhere, because, not everybody can go out all together all the time, right? So sometimes, maybe I went out with Randy and they're like, dude, you missed it. Vince came down to the bar. And I'm like, ah. So I missed a few Vince experiences, but yeah, I love Vince. I want
And
to be like Vince when I grow up.
you used to ride with Randy Orton, is that right, as well, for a little while?
My first 3 years, yeah.
Have you got any
I
crazy
cut,
Randy Orton stories? I'm sure you got a few, man.
every day was a crazy Randy Orton story because I got his last few years of Crazy Randy, and the reason we stopped riding together is because he got his bus, which
Right.
kept him out of a lot of trouble. So his last three, Crazy Randy years were with me, and it was interesting because it was my first 3 years. We just got along from day one. And Randy, he kind of, sometimes there's like different rules for Randy, he gets away with some stuff. We used to call it the all pass instead of the hall pass. We called it the all pass. And, let's say it's Monday and it's Monday Night Raw and you have to be there by 2 p.m. And we're getting to the gym at like 1:30. I'm like, Randy, we're going to be late. He's, don't worry, man. I'll call, just tell Johnny that we're Johnny Ace, you're with me. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, I hate being late, man. And he's like, yeah, Johnny, Santino and I just got here. We'll be there like 3 o'clock. He goes, hangs up. He goes, see, it's all good, man. And I'm like, yeah, for you. I've been here for like a month. I can't be calling. But anyway, the office knew I was a good influence on him, and they let me get away with it. But now, my God, man, now he's like grown up and he's a family man. He's responsible, and it's really fun to see him in the role he is now.
He's still going strong as well. I mean, he was actually my pick to win the Royal Rumble, but unfortunately he didn't win it. But I actually thought he was in with a shout to win the Royal Rumble as well.
I thought he was going to win it too. But I remember conversations with him driving in the car, and I'm like, you realize you're like the best in the world, right? And he's like, nah, come on, man. I'm like, I'm serious, man. You're the best at this. You can do shit if you need to, but you're slow and you're efficient and everything. Your promos are good. Your wrestling's good. His work ethic is good. He's very meticulous about, he doesn't want to get injured. Obviously, he wants to keep working. He warms up for so long, and like, his shoulder, he'll work out and warm up for a half an hour each shoulder. Like, he really takes his time, and look at the longevity he's had. So, he knew from a young age that take your time, man. There's no rush, and he's been there for a long time, and he's still like the best in the world, man. Him and AJ Styles, man, they're the best.